Hello and welcome to Tetrakey TV. My name is Mark Hopkins and I'd like to welcome you to number 159 out of 260 performance acceleration conversations that Rob and I are doing for you this year, all free of charge. You can access them whenever, you can go back, you can do whatever you need to do to get this information, and hopefully it might inspire you, it might make you think differently. Was an interesting quote from Socrates about he can't teach you anything, he can just help you think. And that's a little bit about what we want to talk about today. So man, this world is full of noise. There is noise everywhere. It is almost impossible to get away from things. It's almost impossible to get peace and quiet or to get space. It's really difficult in today's age with laptops, with phones, with everything around you, and this whole thing of open plan offices where there's noise everywhere, where people come up to your desk all the time, talking to you, asking you questions. And it's a skill that we're adding into that feeling of we're always here to please. We struggle to say no, we struggle to be selfish. It's not something that comes naturally to us. So I really want to talk tonight briefly about the ability and the ability to learn to ignore things. I think sometimes the ability to ignore things is a real big step towards peace. And I'm not saying ignore everything. I'm saying be specific on what you ignore. There's lots of data and lots of stats around productivity and how long it takes you to get back into that state of flow of high productivity after you've been interrupted. So it's really a really interesting thing is, as we are limited with the amount of time, we have 24 hours a day of which we have to sleep, we have to eat, we have to do all the other things. It's really important that you build up some criteria that helps you ignore certain things. Maybe have a list of life goals, and it's interesting that Warren Buffett says, he says, write down your top 25 life goals and then highlight the top 5 and put a line through the rest. Don't even think about starting those until you've finished achieving your top 5. And I think it's a really important thing that we need to learn. And it's interesting about manners. So I spent some time in 2006. I was in and around Holland. And us British, we're very proud of our manners. And if you go to somebody's house and they offer you a drink or a canapé, us Brits are quite reserved, and we'll probably turn around and go, so no, I'm okay, thank you. Even though you do want one, you'll probably say no, because our culture is about, you don't want to be overzealous, you don't want to be too keen, so you say no. And then what the host will do, goes, are you sure? Can I get you one? And then you'll go, well, if it doesn't put you out too much, yes, please, I'll have one. So all along, it's a bit of a charade you play, it's a bit of a game, but everyone knows what everyone's doing. And then you get your food or your drink. Now I moved to Holland, and I went with the British mentality. So I remember one of the first times I went to someone's house, and they offered me a drink, and I said, no, I'm okay, thank you. He said, all right, walked on. And I sort of waited for them to go, but you sure? They literally said, okay, and just walked on to the next person. And I had to actually go and say, actually, I really like a drink. But it was just so interesting how they were just learning to ignore the game. They didn't play the game. It wasn't... there was no point in playing the game. If you want to drink, say you want to drink. If you don't want to drink, say you don't want to drink, and keep it easy. And it's a lot how I operate now. So if I'm offering my services to people, I'll offer it. And I'll offer it to that person until I take it away. But I'm not going to keep offering. So I'm not going to, every time I see them, do you want, do you want, do you want? I'm going to say to them, if you would like my help, please ask. It's an open-ended offer. So if I don't hear from you, I'm not going to chase you, but I'm here to help you if you would like help. And it's so interesting how certain people find that very difficult. Some people find it difficult to pick up the phone and say, yes, please, or say yes straight away. Other people are a bit, and you only hear through third parties that they're a little bit nervous about asking. And it's just very interesting in terms of what you say yes and what you say no to. And I think it's about ignoring things. It's about ignoring noise as much as you can. So, and I speak to this about my son. So he was playing football recently and he was just shouting for the ball all the time. Pass, 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 pass. And guess what happened? No one passed him the ball. And I spoke to him afterwards and I said, boy, it's a little bit like when you go to bed and the fan's on. For the first 5-10 minutes, you're going to hear the fan. You go, you hear the whooshing sound of the fan. But after 5-10 minutes, you just don't hear it anymore. When I was growing up, I lived next to a train station. I never heard the train. Friends would come and stay with me and all they hear is, gee, but how do you sleep with the noise of that train? It's like, what train? That train went past. I didn't hear it. I blocked out the noise. And that's what I was saying to my boy is, only call for the ball when you really, really want the ball, when you're in a good place to get the ball and make it distinct. And then people will hear you. If you shout pass, 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 pass all the time, it just gets clouded in the rest of noise. So there we go. Some things to think about. Firstly, in terms of how do you get heard and don't become part of the noise. And secondly, is how do you learn to ignore noise for the benefit of you? The benefit of your productivity, the benefit of you achieving what you want to achieve. So with that, I wish you a phenomenal day, a phenomenal evening. I'm going to do probably one of my penultimate hockey coaching sessions of the year. We have 2 more games and then the season's done. Mixed season, but I'll tell you about that at another time. So I wish you a great day, great evening. I'll speak to you tomorrow night. Bye.